All right, my friends, let's do this. It's time for episode 118 of my Sunday night Stay-At-Homebodies virtual open mic, where I post a set every Sunday night here on YouTube, usually on a theme. Helps me select my songs, and then I share that link over on Facebook, and then over there I list and link all the people whose music I've found this week, musical friends of mine whose stuff I've found this week, new stuff, and also stuff that I'm in the process of working my way through that they've already created. So I created a little open mic for myself with my musical friends on Sunday night. If that's you, post something below this video, or better yet, over on Facebook, 8 o'clock Pacific time, and that's what we'll do. Normally, right about now, I start up my pregame. I go and I light some incense, but the incense is already lit. And I go and I light the Dylan light, but the Dylan light's already lit. I hit the mood light, but I already did that, and the batteries have worn out. It's a little solar thing. And then I hit the Bob Dylan whiskey, just a little tiny bit of Heaven's Door there, and already did that. And I usually imbibe some kind of local cannabis product, and I had some tincture this morning, which is still with me, believe it or not. So I am pre-lit up, and it's my birthday. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, yeah, but this is my third shot at this. The first one, I don't remember what happened, but the second one was just way too, as we say, hot. I'm gonna come back just a teeny bit there. Yeah, there we go. Way too hot on the mic. I don't know why, but I think I figured out all the proper assignations, and it should sound okay. So my theme tonight is Green Show Songs Part 2. The Green Show is a free show at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival here in town, and I hadn't played it yet last week, but I played it this past Tuesday. Last week I did the first three songs that I was planning on playing, which I indeed played, Heydays, The Restless Wind, and Barking at a Hurricane. So I played the first two, and then I talked about this open mic and how I do songs on a theme. And I said, well, I'm going to play you a little mini set of songs about dogs. And I played the first one last week, which was Barking at a Hurricane. And now this week, I'm going to play you two more dog songs, which would have been songs 4 and 5 if you were at the show, which is indeed what I played. But I'm also going to play you a fourth dog song. For you, it'll be the third dog song. So it won't be too much dog for you. It'll just be 3 songs about dogs and other things. But if you watched last week's show and then watched this week's show and butted them right up together, and you were just really into the whole Gene Burnett experience, and you listened to them straight through, then I can't help you. You have too many dog songs in a row. So I'm going to play 3 tonight, which would be the 4th song I played last time, the 5th song I played last time, and one I didn't play at the gig. And then next week I'll play the other 4 songs that I played. I can hear you faintly calling from somewhere far behind. I'd love to come running, but I'm also disinclined to do anything but chase this thing I smell but cannot find. I'd love to come running, but I've got Squirrel on my mind. Squirrel on my mind, squirrel on my mind. I'll be crying in my sleep tonight. A squirrel on my mind, squirrel on my mind, squirrel on my mind. Love to come running, but I've got squirrel on my mind. Well, I know I'm acting deaf, but I'm sure as hell not blind. My nose is into something, it's got me in a bind. You have been so good to me, you have been so kind. I'd love to come running, but I've got Squirrel on my mind. Squirrel on my mind, Squirrel on my mind. I'll be crying in my sleep tonight. Squirrel on my mind, Squirrel on my mind, Squirrel on my mind. I'd love to come running, but I've got Squirrel on my mind. Now there are better things on which I have dined, even though my taste is somewhat unrefined. Don't know why I must, I guess I'm just resigned. I'd love to come running, but I've got Squirrel on my mind. The scenery is beautiful, and it might be a crime, but it's all the same to me, no matter how sublime. Every time I see a tree, I just wish that I could climb. I'd love to come running, but I've got Squirrel on my mind. Squirrel on my mind, Squirrel on my mind. I'll be crying in my sleep tonight with Squirrel on my mind. Squirrel on my mind, Squirrel on my mind. I'd love to come running, but I've got Squirrel on my mind. All right, Squirrel on my mind. That one was written for a Southern Oregon Songwriters Association song challenge that we writers do there sometimes, or at the end of the year we'll say, hey, write a song about this, write a song about that. One of the challenges was to take two subjects that you know something about and put them together, and that was squirrels, dogs, and obsession, not necessarily in that order. All right. Songs are usually about a little bit more than what they're about, so they can apply to different things. But usually there's one thing that it definitely applies to. You ever see that bumper sticker? I said this at the gig. I said, you ever see that bumper sticker? I'm just trying to be the person my dog thinks I am. Well, that's if you raise the dog yourself. If you, or adopted a very, very grateful rescue. If you adopted a somewhat traumatized rescue like we did, who fell in love with your wife immediately, but did not take immediately to you, and still eyes me with some suspicion, you're trying to be the person. You're trying not to be the person your dog thinks you are, because you think your dog thinks you're the person that was mean to them in the past. So. You don't like it when I'm standing over you. You duck me like my hand just through a shoe. Something makes the fear come over you. I guess like Hank, I have to pay for things I didn't do. Wish I knew your story from the moment you were born. What kind of world did you come from? What makes you feel so torn? Couldn't have been easy living out there on your own. You're strong, but you were crying out for home. So when I can, I sit instead of stand, and always have a treat inside my hand. You're right to not just trust some random man. I cannot read your mind, but I'll do what I can. I wish I knew your story from the moment you were born. What kind of world did you come from? What makes you feel so torn? Couldn't have been easy living out there on your own. You're strong, but you were crying out for home. More fun when they are free. You help me feel the freedom locked in me. If I could find a way to make you see that I am on your side, and I will always be. I wish I knew your story from the moment you were born. What kind of world did you come from? What makes you feel so torn? Couldn't have been easy living out there on your own. You're strong, but you were crying out for home. You're looking at me apprehensively, always the either or of love or flee. Meanwhile I keep showing up with treats. One day you'll feel safe enough to look at me and see that I don't need to know your story from the moment you were born. The kind of world that you came from, what makes you feel so torn? Couldn't have been easy living out there on your own. You're strong, but you have finally found a home. All right. Crying Out for Home. That would have been your second. Well, no. That would have been your third dog song. Had you been at the gig, that would have been your third dog song. But tonight, it's only your second dog song. So you're not sick of dog songs yet. You've only heard a couple. And maybe you thought, this applies to other things too. I mean, aren't we all a little traumatized? Just to become a civilized person. Here's another one on that same theme. Now, this is the one that you get, but they didn't get, because it would have been too many dog songs. For you, perhaps just right. Here we go. Brand new, unrecorded. If I had raised you as a puppy, you would think I was the best. I wouldn't have to study, I'd ace every test. I would tell you I will try, as if you gave a damn, to do my best to be that guy, the one you think I am. If I had raised you you as a puppy, your love would be complete. I wouldn't have to study, you would lay it at my feet. I would feel your love and cry as if you gave a damn. I'll do my best to be that guy, the one you think I am. If I had raised you as a puppy, I wouldn't have to wait for you to learn to trust me, for fear to yield its place. You would trust and I would sigh as if you gave a damn. I'll do my best to be that guy, the one you think I am. I didn't raise you as a puppy, but as far as I can see, you were treated roughly by someone who looked like me. Love will take its time, I'm just doing what I can, not to be that guy, the one you think I am. So you see, that would have just been overkill in the theme. Plus, I didn't have enough time. So, yeah. So that's we're now 6 songs in, with 1 bonus track. So we're actually 5 songs in. I played a total of 9, and I'm going to play a 3-song love song set next week, along with my finale. There we go. You got to get the fireworks. So happy birthday to me. Hurrah, hurrah. Yeah, so next week I'll do that, and those are basically my Green Show Part 2. Was there something else I wanted to say? I don't think so. So anyway, breathe deep, take good care of yourself, and next week I'll be back with the rest of my Green Show set. And you may have noticed, I don't know if you really caught this, but right behind my back over there, you see that right there? That's a music stand in front of my little candle altar incense area there. Those are all the songs that I've written since the last album last summer, More Sandcastles. So I just have 1 or 2 things to tweak in the songwriting department and put them in that file. And then I'm going to start practicing those songs like a crazy person so that I can get them ready to record. I don't even remember the titles. I write them as I go, and I just forget them until it's time to record them because I don't play gigs out anymore. So I just, I'm going to relearn all those songs. I'm going to get them in shape. I'm going to record them as soon as I can get that done. And then I'm going to have some little dental work done that's going to put me out of commission for a little while vocal-wise. But I got plenty of wildcard sets recorded in the backlog there in the archive, ready to take my place. So I'll still be here doing this, but it'll just be an older virtual me. I mean, a younger virtual me, but an olderly recorded one. So yeah, I'll do that when the time comes. But right now it's kind of like a focus on music for a little while I get those songs recorded. So you take good care of yourself, breathe deep, and we'll see you on the other side. I almost went to the wrong side. That's where I used to be. That's where my mouse used to be. Now I'm mousing on the left. So I'm going to go to the left. I'm going to sign out. I'm going to see you next week. All right.